While failing Matric may be terrible, but it certainly doesn't mean it's all over. There are a number of options available if you're not satisfied with your results. Deonita Damons from Boston City campus joins us now to tell us exactly what is available for learners. Deonita, thank you so much for your time this morning. A very good morning to you. And oftentimes when it comes to matriculants and learners, having had disappointing results may feel as though it's the end of the world for them. But that's not the case, is it?
No, it's not. Good morning to you and good morning to your viewers, and thank you for the time. I think first of all, I want to commend the over 704,000 learners that wrote the grade 12 certificate last year. And given the fact that they had this tremendous experience of COVID and the impact it had, some of them might have been disappointed with their performance. It obviously had an impact in terms of how they perform academically and also their emotional state. But not having received the results they hoped for, they do have options available. We do have a second chance program where learners can go back and repeat some of the subjects to improve their marks. We also have universities being accommodating in terms of entry requirements. A number of institutions have a range of bridging programs that learners can go into to try and improve their marks. And also they have another short courses that they can go into for higher certificates, which is a stepping stone for them to get into a diploma or degree. Second to that, if the learner doesn't have the means of studying further, there's workplace-based programs like internships, learnerships, that learners can go into in the sectors that they are interested in, just to get their foot in the door and to keep them active in the economy.
Yeah. Deonita, then where do they go to find access to these resources that are available? I know that the biggest challenge when it comes to learners is saying that we understand that there are all these options that are available for us, but we do not know the platforms at which we can go to where we can access some of these opportunities. Just talk to us about what is available out there and where they can go to gain access for these opportunities.
In terms of rewrites and for second chance opportunities, they can access the Department of Basic Education's websites. They will indicate which institutions offer second chance programs. They can also go onto the universities and higher institutions' websites to find out what programs they have available for bridging. And then in terms of internships and learnerships, they should contact the SETA, the Sector Education Training Authorities, and see what opportunities are available in the specific sector that they have an interest in, and they might actually get an internship within a company and then through that period have a workplace experience as well as an opportunity to learn and study in that specific area or field of interest.
What is your take on learners wanting to take a gap year? I know that a lot of the learners were saying that it's been particularly hard for them having to navigate a COVID-19 pandemic, having to navigate interrupted learning, and some of it obviously affecting their mental health. Your take?
A gap year provides a learner with educational and experiential experience and a lot of self-learning in terms of who they are. It also gives them an opportunity to actually find out what their interests are, because often we have a set idea of what we want to study, but at the end of it, it's not actually our passion. The only problem with the gap year is that it takes a lot of planning. So unless you have sufficient resources, you might not be getting the gap experience that you wish for. And even when you do take the gap year, you need to be cognizant of the fact that you stop learning if you don't continue. And getting back into the swing of learning is going to take you some time, because when you take one gap year, it might end up being 2 or 3, because you're not getting into the mode of learning again to get your career going. You also must understand that you put yourself back in terms of career prospects. So for the year that you have a gap year, you take a year longer to go into the career or pursue the career or profession that you want to aim for.
I mean, you're speaking here about being able to pursue your relevant or the desired career for that matter. Would it be advisable for a lot of the learners to start compiling a CV that is able to then attract those people that are potentially interested in them, in the hope of actually getting themselves in that professional mindset, so as it were? And what advice would you give them in terms of how to structure that CV that is attractive, paying to mind that a lot of these young people don't even have work experience as it just left school?
The South African Qualifications Authority also has available on their website a range of career counselor and guidances that learners can go into and find out if they can assist them in terms of structuring that CV and what the future skills needs will be in the profession that they're interested in. For example, at our Boston campuses, we've got a career compass that students or learners can access where they can find out what their interests are. And we can guide them in terms of how to structure that CV and what other technical or real life skills they would need to get into a specific career. It is also they must also bear in mind that technical skills and mechanical skills and digital skills are going to be the required skills of the future. So they might want to focus on gaining those skills and adding to their CV as they go along, not having a CV at the beginning of the year, never updating it, so that they can gain those specific skills in terms of update and keep a record of their own skills, because they're going to have to sell themselves ultimately. And that would be their sales pitch, their CV.
Yeah. Deonita, we'll have to leave it there for this morning. Thank you very much for your time. Deonita Damons there from Boston City Campus joining us to tell us exactly what is available for all those learners that may be feeling a little bit disappointed with their matric results. It's not over.